Well guys, after several years of good use, my old tripod finally died. It had been slowly dying for a long time. Like, pins were kind of starting to fall out of the legs, but I, replaced those with paper clips and stuff. And I kept it working for as long as I could. But eventually, that tripod it was done for. Like, the head on it started, the screw on the head stripped out and it wouldn't stay level anymore. So I needed a new tripod. So I finally went ahead and bought a new tripod. Now, it's not from a brand that I really know of, but I did read lots of reviews on it, and it was reviewed by a lot of people, and it had a lot of good reviews on it. So what we have right here is a Ravelli brand professional video tripod. It was like 80 bucks-ish, 88, I'm not sure. And for that price, it seemed like a really good tripod. Obviously, there are better ones, obviously, because they make them for like $1,000 and stuff. But I don't have $1,000 to spend on a tripod, so that's not really an option. Just making sure there's nothing in that box, and there's not. So we've got a bag, which is going to contain tripod stuff. This little bag's got a microfiber cloth, I guess, so you can clean the lens off on your camera. Our instruction book. This might be how to put the tripod together if the head is in here, which I think it might be. So we'll crack open this styrofoam, which makes loud, obnoxious squeaking noises, and we'll see what's in here. Alright, so I was right, and in that box we have our camera head. Now, this is actually pretty heavy. And there's also a second quick release plate. That was one of the other reasons that I bought this, because it does come with two quick release plates, so if you have two cameras, you could set them both up on quick release plates and not have to switch them out. So that's nice. But this is quite a heavy tripod head. I mean, I haven't really dealt with one that's got a proper head, so I don't even know if this is actually heavy or not. But it seems it's got a good weight to it. I think the shipping weight on this whole thing was like 13 pounds or a little bit over that. So even if some of that is just packaging, this still has a good weight to it. So now that bag's empty. In here we've got our legs. And by default these will lock out and I think it's like 30 degrees. But you can push or pull down on these levers and they will fold further. And then I think they lock at like 60 degrees, so you could do angled shots if you wanted to. Or you can set them at 30 degrees to get the most height. They do have two positions for locking. So this tripod gets pretty tall, which was one of the things I needed because of where I normally record. But I'm going to put that down for now, and then I'll set it up to full height and we'll take a look at it later. But we've got an extendable head, so that's as high as it goes. And then there is just a tripod screw on here, but yeah, it's bigger than the one that normal cameras use, so you can't mount a camera directly to it. But your tripod head just screws on here, probably give it one nice tight turn. And then if you need to rotate it, you can just loosen this and it'll twist it any way you need it to. And then you lock that in and you're good to go. Now, that's not how the actual tripod head rotates. If you wanted to rotate that, there's this screw right here. I'm pretty sure. And that's, yeah. Of course, you put a handle on here and it's easier to turn, but that right there is how you turn this direction. as well as this lever on the side. Lets you do this. And you flip this lever and loosen it a little bit, and then push this button, and your tripod or your mounting plate will slide off. And then you pop that in, and it'll slide around, but it won't slide all the way off. So then we can just lock that back down. And in this bag, we had 2 handles, because if I'm correct, it aims this way if I was actually filming with it. And you have a handle for both sides, so you can actually mount both, or in my case, I'll probably just mount one. But this, and I probably grabbed the wrong side one, of course, so I'll grab the other side one actually mounted on, because I want mine on the right side, but it's kind of geared or ratcheted a little bit, so you can lock it on there and it'll stay where you put it and it won't twist at all. But now I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to set this whole thing up so you can see how tall it gets and how it sets up when you finally have it all the way set up. So I'll be right back with that. Okay guys, so I extended the tripod out to full height, and I am 5'10", and I'm standing next to it right here, so you can see it's a really tall tripod, and I actually didn't even realize that it was this tall when I bought it, but I guess that's a good thing, because I never know when I'm going to need to shoot from this angle. So, of course, you can always just put it down either through the legs or through this part. Apparently Hannah wants to say hi, but... So you can put that part down, which I'll probably end up doing, because with this extended all the way up here, it's going to be a little bit less stable because it can wobble more. But if you put this down here, it'll be a little bit more stable. And even with that down, you can see that this is still plenty tall, especially for how I'll be using it. So, yeah. I think this is going to be a good tripod. Hopefully it won't break on me for several years, because of course it's probably going to break eventually, but we'll worry about that when that day comes. And yeah, there's some more features to this tripod, but now I'm actually going to take over the filming. So I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys the rest of the features that I wanted to cover. So I'll be right back. Well guys, one of the things I figured out while I was doing the unboxing was that you can actually mount the tripod head on the bottom side. So as you can see, that's the top of the tripod, and you just drop this post down, and the bottom's threaded too, and you just screw the tripod head on the bottom here just like you do on the top. And basically I'll hold the camera how it mounts, and what that's gonna let you do is do top-down shots. Now obviously you can see all kinds of shadows, so you're gonna need good lighting for this, but basically if you wanted to, you can point this straight down and film stuff underneath the camera. Now that's kind of a feature that I want, well, not necessarily from this tripod though, because I'm actually gonna build something that lets me film top down like that, but this just isn't the height I need, but that is an option if you need that. Now one of the other features that I wanted to mention is these feet right here. Now you can twist these, and underneath you have a grass spike, and also this flat foot part, let me pull it off real quick. You can pull it completely off, and you have a ball with the spike at the end, or you can screw the ball completely down to the end, and you can use the ball as the foot. So you've basically got 4 different footing options for this tripod. So it gives you some versatility depending on what kind of terrain you're on. So that's a pretty neat feature. And one other thing that's not all that uncommon, but I've never had before, is these legs. Normally they're at what I believe is a 30-degree angle, but you can pull down on this lever and tilt it and then just let it go, and it'll lock itself like that, and you can do that to all 3 legs. And I do believe that locks at a 60-degree angle, and that way you could tilt it so that it's not pointing straight anymore, it's kind of pointing upwards, or you could tilt the front too and not the back, and it would be pointing downwards. So that's some cool ways to do it. Instead of shortening the tripod legs, you could just do the angles. And I think I actually tried it, and yeah, it does also lock at 90 degrees. So that's nice. So you've got lots of adjustment options, and something that was hard for me to grasp too is that this is an $85 tripod, which is actually really considered an entry level. So I guess for an entry level tripod, this has a lot of features. I know that 85 bucks surely doesn't sound like entry level to me, at least, for a little stand made out of metal, but it is. So anyways, I'm definitely happy so far with the quality of this. Now we'll have to see how it holds up to my use and abuse with me throwing it around and, you know, carrying it around and going where I need to go with it. But hopefully it'll hold up real well, and I'll probably do a review of it just to see how well it's holding up in a couple months. Well guys, I've actually been without a tripod for like over a week now, so it is now time for me to mount this camera on that tripod where it belongs and get back to filming some more unboxings for you guys. So if you did enjoy this video, please click the like button, as it does help me out. Also, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about the video, and if you want to see more of my videos, then please do click subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.